Okay. And he doesn't question it at all. He just takes it at face value. Well, this strange lady said, don't let them come at me at once and don't touch me, essentially.
And she's like weirdly calm, even though neither one of them have weapons, and they're just gonna like try to beat down these guys who are carrying around an arsenal with them.
Right. Now, Richard has obviously made a decision. He's gonna fight. Right now, this is when fight or flight happens. He's made a choice. He's going toe-to-toe with these guys because he's not just going to let them hurt this lady. And then they pull their weapons. Now, typically, normally, when somebody threatens you with a blade, and it says he pulls this wicked-looking curved blade, a long knife, and the other guy pulls a short sword. And mind you, there's two other guys behind them yet, too, that are just... They're just standing there. Like, they would have let Richard just pass, and now they won't. And one of the guys takes his blade out, the leader, and he cuts his own forearm and draws blood. Now, during the break, I took the liberty to hop online and look up why the hell somebody would do this. Lucky enough for us, I found a thread on Sci-Fi Stack Exchange that talks about this. More specifically, they talk about this book series. And essentially what they're saying is, throughout history, bladed weapons have had a lot of folklore behind them. You know, you're close and personal with these things. You have a relationship with your weapon. Now, you have a need to serve your purpose when you are in an army. Your general has a job for you. And no matter what, you are going to do that job, even if that means you die. Your blade is your soldier. It works for you. And that blade needs to do its job one way or another after it's drawn. So, there's two possible meanings for this guy cutting his own forearm and drawing blood before the battle even starts. The first of which is, after the blade is drawn, it cannot be put away until it draws blood. This means this guy could be actually unsure of the outcome. Either way, he won't be dishonored. His blade won't be dishonored because it drew blood before he died. The other option, and this is actually the one that I think it is the hungry weapon. His weapon needs to taste blood, and that awakens his weapon's need for blood. That once blood is drawn, it won't stop until something dies. It's basically like holding your Glock sideways. It's locked in. This thing is on. That weapon won't get put away until somebody dies, is basically what he's showing. That, and he's not afraid of pain. And it would intimidate the hell out of me.
Okay.
But I think that's what's supposed to be represented here.
No, and you're probably right. But immediately, I had a few thoughts. Number one, as soon as you cut your arms, which are going to be, the things that hold your sword up, which usually aren't very light, by the way, you're losing strength in your arms. I don't care how strong you are. Once you injure your arm, you're going to be a lot less effective immediately. My second thought is, which way does he cut? Because it doesn't say. And I feel like if you cut just, a little tiny cut, that's less intimidating if you're just like, choo, choo. But if you cut the long way, you're like bleeding out.
That's true. Now, I don't think they actually cut very deep. It's not like he's going an inch in. I think he's breaking the skin, he's showing blood, but it's not like he's covering his blade in blood.
Well, you gotta be real good with your sword to only, nick your skin.
Oh, yeah. No, you damn well better be precise with that thing, because you could totally accidentally commit suicide.
Right. Like, you're in a very heated battle situation, and you're just like, I'm going to skim the surface of my skin real quick, and then I'm going to go after you. Probably better not.
Right. Yeah. No, I don't know why somebody would be inclined to do this, really, before going into a battle. I get, I've drawn my weapon. It has to draw blood before it gets put away. This way, no matter what, it's drawn blood, it won't be dishonored, because a lot of warriors, and I mean, these are warriors, feel really strongly about that. Something keeps them alive throughout all these battles that they have. And a lot of guys who are in situations that are extremely tense, a lot of soldiers, right? They don't know what it is. It's either superstition or religion, but they're still alive. Battle after battle after battle. And they start to attribute that to their, their pre-fight.
Regimen?
Yeah, their regimen, their tradition. Every time I draw this, it draws blood. But the counter to that is that if you are a good soldier, you practice. You maintain your weapon. You can't go cutting yourself every damn time you pull your sword out, dude. There'll be nothing left of you.
Also, infection. I don't know if anybody here has watched Game of Thrones, but, Khal Drogo, who's, super badass soldier, warrior, whatever, he gets, a cut on his, peck, and then he dies.
Yeah, game over.
So, I feel like maybe in times like this where you don't have, great doctors, maybe don't.
Right, probably don't go slicing yourself open. Amateur move, dude.
That was a bad mood, bud.
Well, you know what would be a good move, Janie?
What's that?
If we took a minute to refill our glasses.
Oh, that sounds good to me.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to go get another refill on our cups, and we will be right back after this. And we're back.
Shit gets real pretty quick here. One of the guys goes directly for this lady. And Richard can't explain it, but it sounds like there's thunder with no sound. And dust spreads out in a ring around all of our people here. And, it knocks everybody kind of aside. Now, Richard has his own fight going on. He kicks a dude off of the cliff.
He straight up murders that motherfucker.
Straight up murders this dude. Now, keep in mind, he could have been a cop. This lady could be a murderer, could be a thief. We don't know yet. He has just committed murder.
Yeah.
Murder.
Yeah, there's no, cutting it any different way. He just killed a motherfucker.
Right. You could run into some lady being chased down by cops. You kill the cops. Yeah, that's murder.
Yeah.
So he throws this guy off a cliff. And then out of the corner of his eye, I guess, he sees another guy get thrown off the cliff. And he turns around and he sees man number 3, I guess we'll call him, kill man number 4 by stabbing him and charging him. And they both fall off the cliff.
Right, and the second dude who fell off had his chest all tore up.
Oh, yeah, he was all ripped open, and it was gory and nasty. And Richard was like, damn, because he didn't have a weapon, so all he could do was throw the guy off this cliff. Which, can we just pause for a whole half a second and say how lucky that the cliff was there? Because that's the only means of killing people that they really have. Throw them off the cliff. This woman didn't have a weapon that we know of. Of course, he didn't ask, but I guess through that we're kind of assuming that the third man stabbed him too.
Right.
They were the only people with weapons. Richard and this lady, they don't have any weapons.
I do think it's kind of funny. There's a visual of Richard grabbing the leader dude by his wrist and spinning him around a little bit. And I can just picture that in my head pretty clearly. And it's comical.
He went full in for the grapple, but had nothing to do once he got the grapple. He was like, spin him this way. Ha-ha, now I've shown you.
I'm going to make you dizzy as a motherfucker.
Right. And then there's nothing. Then it's silent, and it's quiet, and it's calm. And it happened very, very fast. And he's confused because of this thunder without sound. It was profound. He had no explanation for what it was, and he's just kind of left reeling. Now, in the aftermath, he's afraid that he's going to turn around and find this lady ripped open. Somebody, at least one of the guys, got ripped up by a blade. Something sharp. And he's kind of afraid that he's going to look around and find her severely injured,
Right, because I mean, why else would the third guy have stopped attacking her?
Exactly. And he turns around, and she is just kind of chilling. I mean, she's tired, obviously. They just had a pretty big fight. And she's just leaning up against a rock wall.
Smoking a cigarette.
Smoking, yeah. Puffing on a J, like, you want some of this, man? It's fucked up, huh?
That was a lot, huh?
But, like, she's calm. And I liked how it said he was upset, he was dizzy, he felt like he was gonna puke. He just straight up murdered a dude. Yeah. And she's like, well, that was a fight.
And I mean, he's tripping pretty bad, so you can only imagine that you would want to puke pretty good, too.
Right. Yeah, not to mention the poison. You're absolutely right. But they're both okay. They're both alive, which is the most important thing. And, you know, they share a look, and I would assume some understanding. In our other show, we talk about a scene where our heroes battle a vicious monster, and then after the battle, they're like friends for life, because you can't go through something like this without having some kind of a deep personal connection with the person you went through it with. And I think this rule applies here to these two characters. At any rate, they finally decide it's probably time to exchange names. Because they hadn't even gotten that far yet.
Right. I do think it's really funny, though, that she has blood on her hand, and she chooses to wipe it off on the rock instead of, like, her outfit, which implies that she's not bloody enough to bloody her outfit. And so that kind of lets you know that she didn't really get affected by this fight at all. Except for, like, a little bit of blood on her hand.
Right.
And then they exchange names, and he's like, I'm Richard Cypher.
And she says, I am Kaylin Amnell.
Amnell.
I said that weird. It's Amnell. It's Kaylin Amnell. And she says, you're a rare person, Richard. And gives him a smile. Now, this smile is special. In fact, it's called her special smile. And this smile becomes very important. It is a through line in the whole series, and every time she gives it to him, it's a meaningful thing. She doesn't show any teeth. Her lips are pressed together like you do when you're sharing something special, like when you're taking somebody into your confidence. And then Richard is like, wait, so my friend, can you tell me how it is we're still alive? Because, like, the whole thunder thing that did or didn't happen, and then soldier number 3 attacked soldier number 4, and, like, what the hell?
And Kaylin, instead of focusing on the really crazy shit that just happened, focuses on the fact that he calls her his friend, because she's never really had one before, apparently, which is weird.
It's very weird, and Richard doesn't seem to ask her anything more about that. Like, wait, you've never had any friends? These guys are trying to kill you. Maybe something is up?
Right, you don't show emotion in your face a whole lot. Maybe you're a murderer. I don't know, but it's fine. You're my friend. You're rare too, Kaylin.
Yeah, you're rare too.
She's definitely showing signs of being a sociopath, though.
Oh, for sure. Nothing. No emotion. Totally cool. Just chill.
Yeah.
Just a little murder. No big deal.
No big deal. Like you said, Richard asks her how that all happened, and she just says, I think the spirits protected us. And he's like, you're a fucking liar, but that's cool. You don't gotta tell me, because we're friends.
Right. He essentially tells her that being friends means you don't have to tell me your secrets, and we'll still be friends. Which, okay, but, not really. Like, I would kind of expect somebody to tell me, if we were friends, say, if you were a mass murderer, and that's why these 4 dudes were chasing you, or you stole some government secrets, or et cetera, et cetera. But no, he's like, whatever it is, it's cool. I'm not going to ask.
You know what, though? Here's the thing. Even if you won't tell me what happened, like your secrets from the past, things that you've done, that's fine. Cool. Keep it to yourself.